the Super Bowl, but there are some AFC Championship games. There are some playoff games in which Tom Brady has been great. But given where Mahomes is right now and what he's capable of doing, I feel very comfortable in trusting him. Says, okay, son, you're ready to take the keys, get on the interstate, and drive for yourself. So I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes in this situation.
Okay, just in a vacuum on Patrick Mahomes, I hear what you just said. I will take Patrick Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers in clutch situations any day or any night because he's shown me a true grit that I don't think Aaron Rodgers has. Aaron Rodgers will fold on you when you least expect it. Aaron Rodgers went, what was it, 4 of 11 in the fourth quarter against the Buccaneers. When they needed him to come up big, he came up smaller and smaller and smaller. You're first and goal at the 8, and you go incomplete, 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 and your coach even gave up on you and said, I think we better take the field goal here. So Mahomes has shown me a lot in a little bit of time that he's played because his resume is not huge yet. He did come back in those 2 playoff games at home last year, and then he did come back in the Super Bowl. I thought he was shaky with the late third quarter interception, early fourth quarter, but after that, he got away with the 1 big pass, 3rd and 15 from his 35. I thought it was more of a punt than a pass, and Tyreek came back and fair caught it, but it was the play of the game because it saved the game, and it was 44 yards. So I will give you that. And then he went down and cashed, and he went down and cashed in, and they overcame a 49er team that had Jimmy G at quarterback, but he did that. So I'm going to give you those. But this question to me is classic because now we're back to when will you ever learn? This guy just keeps on keeping on because he's that one guy that I always tell you, there's just one guy in sports I'm just not going to bet against. And if you told me this Super Bowl between those two, and I would love this situation, if it's going to come down to a final drive for one and then the other, my money's on 12, not 15, just because 12 has done it again and again and again and again and again. In the biggest moments of his life, even though he doesn't have a signature walk-off play, it's always spectacularly unspectacular. It drives people, especially you, crazy because it's just methodical, robotical. It's just choo, 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 right down the field. But he doesn't miss. He doesn't. Any of those 6 game-winning drives, if you make one little mistake and they catch it, you're done, right? It's game over. But he kept pulling it off again and again. And then just let me finish about those 2 AFC Championship games because there's the one against Jacksonville. You're down 20-10, and you got 12 stitches in the palm of your hand. You can say it's more mythology, but it was the truth. It happened. He cut it on a Wednesday in practice. I don't know how. Maybe he didn't. You were skeptical of it. Maybe he fell down the stairs at home. I don't know. But he had it. He had a big gash in his hand. It's hard to grip when your thumb's in question. It's just hard to grip the football and throw it accurately and trust that it's going to come out cleanly with stitches in your hand. Okay, so he throws for 138 yards in the fourth quarter, and they come from 20-10 down against a defense that had been red hot all year, Saxonville, right? But now let's look quickly at what happened in the cold in Kansas City against Mahomes in overtime in the AFC Championship game. You know, we're going back to 2018, obviously. What happened? It's 3 straight 3rd and 10s he faced, and the first one is to Edelman that goes for 20 yards. And then the next one's 3rd and 10 to Edelman over the middle for 15 yards. And now another 3rd and 10 he faces. And this one goes to Gronk for 15 yards. First down, first down, first down. It's impossible. No one's ever done that because no one gets faced with 3 straight 3rd and 10s and converts them in the cold in overtime. And obviously, your guy didn't even get the ball back. That was it.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay, well, he didn't get the ball back.
You do realize, like, in that game that you're talking about and mentioned, Kansas City scored on their final 3 drives. Mahomes scored 24 points in the fourth quarter, including a field goal when he got the ball back down with 32 seconds on the clock. He did that. And the only reason that Tom Brady, I believe, won the game is because one, somebody called head, somebody called tail. They won the toss, and he never got the ball back. Kind of like what happened in Tampa. You guys got within 3, Mahomes got the ball, and you never got the ball back.
But so you played this game. You know how hard 3rd and 10 is.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to do one of them as opposed to 3.
think about this. The man, in order for you to have this opportunity, he had to score 24 points. Now, remember, Tom Brady threw an interception in the fourth quarter to even give Mahomes a chance. So that did happen.
Okay.
So the thing that I feel comfortable with is that because he's done it more than once, he feels confident he can do it again. That's why Brady's successful. Once you've had success doing it like this, Skip, it's like routine. You don't look at it as a comeback. You look at it like, okay, it's the first quarter. It's the second quarter. You don't look at it as a pressure situation because you've done it so routinely that it's second nature to you. It doesn't even faze you.
Okay. Brady's biggest problem is perception that he doesn't have a walk-off play. There's no signature, and he's not going to throw a left-handed pass. He's not going to throw a no-look pass. He's not going to throw it between his legs or behind his back. He's not going to escape the pocket and scramble 15 yards to his right and then double back 15, 20 yards to his left and close his eyes and throw it as far as he can for a 75-yard touchdown. He just doesn't do that. I don't think he's obviously capable of doing that, and he knows. He knows that. So he was a sixth-round draft pick for a reason. He was moderately recruited out of high school for a reason. He was not a top college recruit quarterback, and there's a reason he couldn't win the job outright at Michigan.
Skip, he went to the University of Michigan. They don't waste scholarships. They're not giving scholarships to Tom Brady even out of pity.
No, it wasn't out of pity.
Yeah, so he earned that scholarship.
Okay, but I'm saying, if you go back and look at the recruiting list of that year, he was not at the top of the list.
No, there were other guys that were better.
Yeah.
But the mere fact that he got one to go to that university speaks volume to his talent. They thought something.
Oh, sure. And he was a late-round draft pick in baseball by the Montreal Expos as a catcher, okay?
I just look at it, Skip, I just look at it. Patrick Mahomes has 7 playoff wins. 4 of them he's been down by at least 9 points and come back.
Okay.
And won by double digits.
Okay. What happened on November 29th at Tampa Bay? Well, obviously, the Bucs got blown off the field in the first quarter. Really blown off the field for much of the first half.
Right.
And then in the second half, actually the last 3 quarters, here came Brady. He threw for 313 just in the last 3 quarters of that game. And slowly but surely, the defense started to draw a bead on Patrick and sort of figure out, I'm sure they just figured out, let's just drop back and play zone for the most part. Let's not let Tyreek get behind us anymore. And Mahomes threw for 104 in the second half, which by his standards is not that impressive. Here came Brady. He had 2 long drives just in the second half, I'm sorry, the fourth quarter of that game, because he went 75 in 8 plays and hit Mike Evans for a touchdown. And on that play was 4th and 3 from the 31. This is the first touchdown. Then the second drive is 73 yards and 10 plays. And if we could see a couple of plays on this drive, it's 3rd and 5 at his 32. This is 3rd and 5, and he just throws a fastball, a rocket to Mike.
How he got that in there, Cub? What you call him? Honey Badger had a dead beat on that, Skip. You see how he tried to jump in front of it?
He did, and then this is the touchdown to Mike Evans, the second touchdown of the fourth quarter to Mike Evans. There's a little mustard on that pass, but he beat, I think it was the corner on that side badly. I think it was Brady. So the point is, all of a sudden, he's got two long drives, 75 and 73, and it's 27-24. Well, I told you, I think they're going to win that game if you can give him the ball one more time, but your guy killed the clock. And he made 2 or 3 plays with his legs and with his arms.
Let me ask you a question. In that championship game, if Tom Brady doesn't go down and get a touchdown, do you believe Patrick Mahomes is going to beat him?
In the
overtime game? NFC championship game, 2018. You believe Patrick Mahomes is going to beat him?
Well, now we're back to, is Bill Belichick overrated? Well, how many times did Bill Belichick let down Tom Brady? Because remember, I'm going to say it again. In the first Eli Super Bowl, Tom did what he always does. He drove him 75 yards for a touchdown with 2 minutes left. He hit Randy Moss with a 6-yard touchdown pass. And all of a sudden, they're up 14-10. So you don't just need a field goal. You need to go get a touchdown. Eli goes 83 yards against Belichick's vaunted defense. Well, what's that about? Why does Belichick get a pass for that? And Eli had the great escape on the 3rd down, and he closed his eyes and flung it down the field.
Because Coach Belichick, when the score was 24-14, he didn't allow Russell Wilson to get another point. When the score was 28-3, he didn't allow the Falcons to get another point. So, but you won't give him credit for that. You say it's all Tom.
I'll give him credit, but remember, Tom's just controlling the ball like crazy. The Falcons don't have the ball very much.
Skip, they did get the ball because even when the score goes 28-10, the Falcons had the ball. So even when the score goes So the Falcons. You guys got within 3, Mahomes got the ball, and you never got the ball back.
So you played this game. You know how hard 3rd and 10 is.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to do one of them as opposed to 3.
Think about this. The man, in order for you to have this opportunity, he had to score 24 points. Now, remember, Tom Brady threw an interception in the 4th quarter to even give Mahomes a chance.
He did.
So that did happen.
Okay.
So the thing that I feel comfortable with is that because he's done it more than once, he feels confident he can do it again. That's why Brady's successful.